Peace and love, African family. Peace, love, and sunlight. This is Ank Eru from jamtoursafrica.com, veganchoicefoods.com, exporthavenrealty.com, the vegan Jamaican restaurant over there in Lavington, Nairobi family. So in this video, guys, I just want to make this video because now I've been like saying to myself that I feel like people might feel like I'm an Aquarius family, and I feel like people might feel like say I don't care. I mean, sometimes close friends, close family might feel like I don't care, but trust me, the care that I care, I am thinking in my head, like, you know, how can I actually help you in some sort of way, family? That's the care I care. So somebody might say, oh, Jam Tours don't care because I don't call, I know this, I know that, but trust me, family, you know what I mean? I am caring so much that even like I was in the barber shop right now and I'm just thinking, family, and I'm thinking to myself and I'm thinking all of that stuff. You know, we are in Africa, you know, Jamaica is actually, you know, when you come on to Africa, most people think like Jamaica was in Africa, family. Most Africans feel like Jamaica was in Africa, family. I'm telling you, family. So I've been thinking, I said to myself that now let me ask myself this. Now, who is the most Pan-African reggae artist? Who is the most Pan-African reggae artist? I said, let me ask myself that question, family, because now I've been thinking, you know what I mean? So for people, I feel like for an Aquarius, you just always be thinking. Just, it's like your mind don't really rest. You know what I mean? So your mind don't rest like that. You know, your thoughts doesn't rest like that. So sometimes you don't even have enough time to actually maybe check on someone, call someone, but you've been thinking about them. You know what I mean? But because you're actually, your personality is more of a thinking, thoughts, just what's running through your mind, you want to talk about it and think about it. And
how does Aquarius win? Understand the Aquarian is the 11th sign of the zodiac, the only real master number in the zodiac, and not even just that, the water bearer, who's able to give the collective unconscious of God onto the collective unconscious, essentially. They are able to transmute divine messages and be able to have it spread toward the collective society of man. And because of this, the Aquarian needs to be able to retreat within themselves, get inspired on a divine level, even then 11 is the number of divine inspiration, and then go out to the collective and share the divine messages that they receive. Think about a Bob Marley being able to take all these different people from all these different backgrounds and make them all come together because they love music and they love the music that he makes and also the messages that he puts out there. Same thing with an XXX Tentacion and how his music and its sole purpose was to bring people together. Aquarius has to be able to serve the collective. Aquarius cannot be selfish. When an Aquarian is selfish, that's when they tend to lose in life. And if anything, if they get too conceited within their art or within their level of expression, because the Aquarius, especially the men, they always need to be able to be so enveloped within their project. If they get too enveloped in it and the project supersedes the connection, then they can also fail too. They have to be able to make things that people will enjoy, and then people will want to congregate around. And once they do that, they can make tons of money and be massively successful. Think about an iShow Speed, and his main prerogative was to go out and unite all these different cultures together with his very presence, and, you know, streaming being the conduit between himself and this kind of collective. When an Aquarius is selfish, they fail. When they are giving and they are loving and they shine a light on others through their art, they win. And that's the key too. I just gave you guys the keys. Congratulations, and you're welcome.
you know, picturing things in the future, like how your life gonna be, and you know what I mean? So even for me, family, that's the reason why I've been thinking I can like actually come and make these vlogs. I'm just picking stuff from out of nowhere, because that's what I've been thinking about, family. So I've been thinking about a whole lot of stuff. And from you guys know from the other day, there's a whole lot of stuff in reggae music and all kind of things. So I just want to actually just, you know, give my commentary on it, and you guys tell me what you think, family. You know what I mean? So I was asking myself that, who is the most Pan-African reggae artist, family? You know what I mean? So I ask myself, I say, based on the music when me hear, and based on how the lifestyle that the man them live, and based on how them talk about Africa, you know what I mean, in their music and stuff like that. But I have to give the number one spot to Bob Marley and Peter Tosh, them family, you know what I mean. So for them, I feel like they are the most, Bob Marley is one of the most Pan-Africanists, and him start the family. You know what I mean? I don't know if you guys ever understand and notice that once you mix with the African DNA, it's like you always come back, you know what I mean, and push towards Africa. Most of the biracial kids them are people, them always push more to Africa family, you know what I mean, and them always talk more about Africa. Because now for Bob Marley mixed with that DNA, I know him turn out to be such a powerful Pan-Africanist, you have to ask yourself why family. But the most I work, through man, you know what I mean? So right now, a baby we're born right now, in this time you can be somebody who's going to be so magnificent and powerful that help to change the world family. You know what I mean? When you think about it. So Bob Marley and Peter Tosh, you have to give it up to them. You guys can maybe list who you think is the most, but I have to give the second spot to Burning Spear. And then you have Culture. Even most like when I think about like some of the reggae music when we hear about Africa, when I think about the artists, you know what I mean, like them not living here in Africa family, I'm like shocked. You know what I mean? I said to myself that if Bob Marley was alive today, I'm sure he would be living in Africa family. I'm sure Bob Marley would be living in Africa. But when I think about most of these reggae artists family, they don't talk much about Africa. And them never actually, you know what I mean, have a piece of land, build a house, and come like every like actually, every like 2 months you come out of the year and spend some time in Africa, in your favorite African country, because, you know what I mean, reggae music, musician, in reggae, them sing about Africa, you know what I mean, like Africa is a state in Africa, family. Like Jamaica is a state in Africa. To all them actually sing much about Africa, family. So, when he come on to them, because even Shabba Ranks, I hear some of them sing them and them sing about Africa. I'm really surprised that these people them sing so much about Africa and them not here. I don't understand. Them not like say, hey. It's like going in Ghana and say, hey, Arita Marley house this would have been Bob Marley house anyways. You know what I mean? So Bob Marley really set the trend when he come on to Pan-Africanists. You know what I mean? I don't really know about no other artists. I know a lot of people have them think private family, but that's what we know about. You know what I mean? Even the whole South Africa situation, as a Jamaican, I feel like I have the right to say, you know what I mean, to say that it's not right. You know what I mean? To be kicking out the immigrants and stuff as an African. You know what I mean? That's so bad. Listen, nobody in Europe, I kick out the European brothers and all kind of thing. Everybody live as one. You know what I mean? If we don't start live as one, there's no way Africa can be one family. You know what I mean? If you go see a Tanzanian brother and a Kenyan brother and I say, oh, Ray, Tay. We're not ready. We're not ready as a people and as a nation. You know what I mean? We only can talk. You know what I mean? So it has to be moving. Why you think Kenya are one of the most loving African countries to everybody get welcome in Kenya? You know what I mean? Yeah. So everything starting in Kenya family and, this piece of Ethiopia land. And so everything will start from. But anyway, guys, so when I touch down now, I'm start, is there, we have Capleton, you know what I mean? You have Sizzler, you know what I mean? Who else? You have a lot of your Bushman, you have a whole lot of artists who speak about Africa family. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So, Bob Marley come, and then now, the next Bob Marley would have been Buju Banton, never family. You know what I mean? When you talk about speaking about Pan-Africanist reggae, so Pan-African reggae music. You know what I mean? Nobody now do that again. Bob Marley alone used to do that family. You know what I mean? And everybody else start follow and start the Pan-African reggae music because it's family. So there's different category of reggae family. People don't understand that. There is actually Pan-African reggae. There is actually lovers rock reggae. You know what I mean? And there is actually a whole lot of reggae when people are singing about fruits and vegetables and all kind of thing because that's a part of the whole Rastafarian reggae community. You know what I mean? So you have a different type of reggae family, but you have to understand the reggae music is not a music that you can come and use and abuse it, family. If you not live right, if you not do the do and walk the walk, reggae music can't attach to your family. See, you like how reggae music attached to Bob Marley. I saw it's supposed to attach to your family. That when a man see you, the man knows say yes. You know what I mean? And what I don't see that like the Jamaican artists when speak a lot about Africa, I don't ever see them in African wear. Why them always have in some suit and they see man in a blazer and jeans and all of these things. You see, man, Capleton, we give it up to Capleton family. Capleton make him own clothes. Everybody don't wear Babylon clothes, family. Capleton don't wear Babylon clothes. I tell your family. You know what I mean? So, we have to give it up to Capleton, you know what I mean? Because him actually, you know what I mean, I walk the walk and I talk the talk. You know what I mean? And that's a one thing, family. So, I have to give it up to those people. I don't know if I miss out anybody will talk much about Africa. Everybody talking Marcia Griffiths and them time when they were with Bob Marley. You know what I mean? It was like, you know, I can't bless about Garnet still family. You know, one of my favorite Pan-African reggae song is actually Hello Mama Africa, how are you? I'm feeling fine and I hope you fine too. You know what I mean? All of that family, you know, is Pan-African reggae music. You know what I mean? Yeah, sing about coming back to Africa. Imagine the Most High lead us so much with it, even at the music he might lead us, family. You know, even at the music he might lead us. You know, even at the music. You guys need to understand and know this, family. It's time to come back home, family, because it's actually not pretty. Because, you know, whenever I really understand and I overstand and I say, yo, all of these colonial contracts seem like them finished now, family. So that's why you see everybody around coming to Africa right now, because them deal, the colonial deal, done. And when you see Burkina Faso to kick them out and now renew no contract because it not favor the country, and that's why the country couldn't develop. You know what I mean? So all of these contracts now are expire and they want to renew it. So you see them have to come now, family. So 2030, you know, is a mark everybody I talk about. It have some connection. So maybe it's 2030, all of the deals them done. And actually, you know, we have to go up on a different, you know, financial system, a different, actually, you know, way of doing things, family. You know what I mean? Just like the internet come and change things. Social media come and change things. You know what I mean? It's just like, you guys don't understand, we're going into a world like, it's going to be a different type of world. You know what I mean? You know, social media come and change the television and the media, what people see. You know what I mean? Because I remember back in the days in the family, you used to have those look glue on for your TV and look what you see. What you see and what you hear, and what you hear you have to go with. And that's how you learn. But now, it's open up families, the people start learning on their own. Back then, it used to be taught by someone and indoctrinate by someone. But now, family, people's getting the chance to learn things by themselves. You learn what you want to learn. You know what I mean? Anything you want to know about, you learn about it. And that's how our kids is growing, family, not having somebody teaching them nothing. You learn what you want to learn because you're living in your own reality. You know? For me, I'm living in my own reality. You know what I mean? You're a billion people in the world, family, and you don't know them. You don't know what they think about. You don't know nothing about them. But you know what you are doing. You know what you know what I mean? Or you've been living and what you've been doing, but you don't know about the next man family. You know what I mean? You see some people say some things and you don't know why they say it. You know what I mean? So, I just saw the things that family. So you have to live in your own reality. And you have to watch the changes. And if you're not move with the changes, you'll be living behind. You know what I mean? So when we say book the consultation, family, book it. Because you even get information where you open your mind and your soul and realize and think twice. And when you see these things that family, regular common man never know. And that's the reason why we always ahead of our time, family. Because why? We actually study the past and look into the future. You know what I mean? So you guys understand it is you know, the world now gonna be the same, family. We're moving to a different way of doing things from how things used to be done, you know what I mean, you know, a few 100 years ago. So everything is changing, family. So you have to move with the change. If you want change and if you want, you know what I mean, you come up one day and say you're lucky. Why am I lucky, you know? You know, at time will come, family, when you want to come and can't come, when it's too expensive. Now it'll be too expensive, but you know what I mean, all your wealth when the reset up, man, you don't have nothing in Africa. You know what I mean? It's like starting from zero. So, and even when you think about it, guys, back in the days when currency come about, everything used to look cheap. Why? Why everything look cheap? Let me give them a reason, family, because maybe we don't understand. Because, you know what I mean, back in the 1800s or whatever, everything used to seem cheap. You know what I mean? It's to buy this. When you compare the currency now, you realize what is happening. What I can used to do 10 years ago, I can't. I have to do more with more, you know, 10 years in the future. When it shouldn't be like that, family. You should be going back in time. So now, family, I reset, if we come and everybody have to start from zero, with a new system, family, and Africa is a part of that, the one that's gonna rule that system. You know what I mean? So, you know, these are spiritual downloads I'm getting right now to give to you. But anyway, guys, you know, I mean, I'm a meeting right now, so I was stepping at that. But we couldn't make this actually video pass. I'm gonna mention about the state of reggae music right now. You know what I mean? So as I said, guys, it was actually Buju was the next one to take on the reggae music on a positive vibration. You know what I mean? So them cut Bob Marley life short. So Buju was the one, and then Chronix was the next one to come in line now. To, you know what I mean? When you think back, when you look past, when you listen to some of Chronix them song when him just come out, and him do the song them now, you wonder what is the difference. You know what I mean? So you have to understand, family. I don't know what happened. Now we have Yaksta come on board and say some things. Yaksta must say something. So Yaksta the one right now where actually I carry up the reggae Pan-African you know what I mean, reparation, you know, burn a whole of that stuff, family. Back when Capleton them used to burn it. I remember when Capleton used to burn it, family, back in high school them time, you know, family. When Capleton and Sizzler them a burn it. Blood clean, me I tell you. The fire was hot. But them time them that burn like gay and all of these things. You know what I mean? And actually, you know, that was the time. I think like reggae music just evolved from certain type of thing. Because in a Bob Marley time, Bob Marley made a talk about that. But in the 90s, at the Boogery, the man them a talk about. And now actually, you know, 90s, 2000. And now it's like, you know, reach on to scamming. You know what I mean? Reach out to scamming, family. When Bob Marley them they never about no, like, you know what I mean? So it, you know, so it's like, you know, all of that stuff. Now it's like the dancehall state is, you know, like, you know, you got in a people's bedroom and all of that stuff. Now one get normalized, you know what I mean? And so it go, family. Now Yaksta come and change everything. Because a long time when I hear such a radical music that people really want to hear, because the world just been dumbed down. And you know what I mean? If you see somebody come out and be so bold and say the thing, you know what I mean? And this is a time when everybody feel like they won't get cancelled. You know what I mean? But nobody now get cancelled for me. You can't get cancelled, we start talking the truth. You know what I mean? The truth alone will set you free, family. You know? Yeah. Well, anyway, guys, one love, bless, Jamaica, I'm out. Yeah, family, so I'm there with my mechanic.
Yes?
And
Okay.
I'm there with my mechanic. I don't know why all of a sudden, family, the hybrid just keep chipping out. So each time I have to come and get it reset, because I can feel the fuel price when the hybrid not running, family. You know what I mean? So this is maybe the third time I'm coming to clear it. I have to go and have it checked out to see if we can have this hybrid fixed, because right now fuel price are kill we. Yeah, family, so you see now everything is actually yeah, man, respect. The EV mode is on and everything is ready. I will put a check light come on, you know what I mean? You know, when the hybrid chip out. So, you know what I mean, it's kind of feel uncomfortable, family, driving you know, when the hybrid is not working, you know what I mean? So we come and get the reset. But let me go and check it out so we can get this repair. So we don't really have to deal with this every cause every 2 weeks it chip out. It might serve you a week and then it chip out. You know what I mean? Yeah. So fuel price all over the place, you know what I mean? Push everybody to go EV. So we're gonna see how that go, family. But if you can go EV, go EV. You know what I mean? Yeah. Let's go, Amish. Jamesh, let's go. Yow. 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 Yo. 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 Yo.